Hello, and welcome to probably the oddest Christmas special you're ever going to see. Um, this is our Call of Cthulhu Christmas special. Normally, I would call it a one shot, but given how the Halloween one went, probably not. Uh, I'm Mike, I'm your lore keeper for the evening. And so, first, we'll go around to the players, have them give you their names, what they do, and a little bit of the background history because two out of the three players are extensions from our Halloween episodes. So, I will start with Patrick.
I am Patrick, and I am playing Professor Moriarty Triskel.
And
And he has a talk radio show. He blasted a ghoul, I think, or something. Stabbed it.
yeah, uh, what has he been? Well, we'll get into what you've been doing since then in a little bit. Um, we'll go up to Josh,
Hi, I'm
who
Josh. Oh,
who
go ahead.
actually has a new character
Yeah.
this time.
So I'm playing Ethan McKinney, who's a firebrand preacher. He's been basically co-opted into this whole thing by um, Miss Allen, Miss Gertrude Allen. Uh, so we'll see how that works out in a little bit. And yeah, he's a big preacher man that yells mean things at his congregation. You're going to hell. Repent.
I can, after tonight, I can practically guarantee that. uh, and then we'll go over to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm playing Josie Glaze. She is a reporter who is desperate to, have her editor actually give her something good to write about rather than the fluff pieces he throws at her. And she is sort of the skeptic of the group, although maybe less so after the Halloween episode.
So, little bit of background. At the end of the Halloween episode, Freddy, the the FBI agent in the group, actually shot and killed the person you were looking for because he had turned into a ghoul and you know you, you didn't know that it was the person you were looking for until you had shot him and killed him. Um, at that point, Freddy voluntarily checked himself in to Arkham Mental Asylum to try and recover from the trauma that the Halloween episode had caused. There's only one problem. That has been what, 3 months, and Freddy's still not out of the asylum as of yet. And in the interim, um, preacher McKinney had been on the professor's radio show, and they had been discussing demons and ghouls and such like that, which the professor now has proof of, which he didn't have proof of before. Well, Gertrude, Freddie's wife, periodically listens to the professor's radio show. And she was listening to the episode in question. And she thought to herself, gee, this preacher might be able to help Freddie leave the asylum because I have a really fancy high society Christmas party planned, and Freddie needs to be there, or all my friends will start wondering and start talking, and it just won't be good. So she called the professor, told him what she needed, and Professor got a hold of Josie, the reporter, and this new priest, this new preacher that he had just met. And the episode opens with the three of you sitting in a cafe discussing how you're going to get Freddie out of the asylum, which is what Gertrude hired you for.
So I say we buy some uniforms and some clipboards, and we just walk in there and take them out.
Okay. That sounds like it might work. I could try rousing up a posse to get him out too.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Like storming a place.
Can we get him out on like some kind of work release? We need him to work a job, like your crime. Like only an insane person could figure this out.
Freddie is he's on leave, but he's on personal leave because he shot somebody. But he is still technically an FBI agent. So, you guys are sitting at a cafe about 2 blocks off of Miskatonic University campus. So there are kids, college students, wandering in and out because the preacher had just been to the library in the university researching something.
Yeah, I found some very interesting books there. One in particular.
Is it a spooky book?
It's a spooky book.
Did you bring it with you?
No, I just memorized the passages out of it that I needed. They wouldn't let me take it out of the library.
A shame.
It's
They're
from
always trying to keep that stuff on lock.
it's from it's from the uh, special collection, and you even had to get a Professor Okay to go up and look at it,
Luckily, I know the professor fairly well. I guess. And as
which
much as anybody knows him.
which makes Moriarty a little jealous because they've never let him go up and look in there. And especially after the Halloween incident, they're a little credulous of the professor and his radio program. Because this spread in the papers like crazy.
Ah.
Oh, and by the way, Gertrude gave each of you $10 to go.
Oh. That's some good money.
Yeah. She paid the three of you fairly well to go do this. Because beside the party, with him on leave, they're not getting his salary, which makes things kind of tight for Gertrude.
Oh, they
And,
put him on leave without pay?
yeah,
That's the worst thing you can do to a cop.
it's because he basically shot an innocent man.
Yeah,
Whether
but even then, that's normally leave with pay.
whether whether that man was a ghoul or not, he was a wealthy person who
Oh, that's why.
was completely innocent. And
That's why. It's because he was wealthy.
cops are cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd have gotten
Yeah.
away with it if he weren't wealthy.
Yeah. His brother made a fuss about it after he paid you guys. He like called in a favor and made a fuss about it. So what's the conversation like as the three of you are sitting at the table at the cafe?
Well, we were talking about getting uniforms and sneaking in, rousing a posse.
My preacher's drinking an old-fashioned Coke.
Where did you even get that?
No, I mean, everybody gets that. That's what the cafe serves.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're just soda fountain.
Yeah.
when you said old fashioned, I thought you meant one with cocaine in it.
He is.
Yeah, that's what
It's
he
the
meant.
1920s.
Yeah,
Right.
because in 23 it was still there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get me a Coke too.
And the current date, by the way, is December 19th, 1923. Oh, 6 days before Christmas. So you have 6 days to attempt to get Freddy out of the asylum and back to quote normal for his wife's party.
Let's do this.
Here's something fun. Look up the effects of the actual original Coke with the. I want to see if the preacher and the professor end up having issues with drinking this stuff.
Oh no, the preacher drinks it all the time. That's why he's drinking it now.
Yeah,
I mean, you just sort of always drink it if you drank that Coke.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's addicted to Coke. So, but that's normal for people in this era. It's 5 cents a bottle, so
Say,
Yeah, true. Now it's you could buy 40 of those for what one of them costs today.
right. And you don't even get the cocaine.
high fructose corn syrup is arguably more addictive than cocaine.
That's terrifying. I mean, at the
That's
doses that you got it in a Coke bottle, so yeah.
because that's what's worse than that is that stuff's in everything.
Yeah.
They don't put they don't they didn't put cocaine in everything. They put corn syrup in everything.
Well, at least we have good old-fashioned sugar from beets in our Coke right now.
Oh, is that what the
Yeah, it was beet
Coke
sugar.
with the black letters? Is that the Coke with the black letters on the can, or
Oh no, I mean in the Coke for this that was like in the 1920s. They
oh,
used beet sugar as opposed to cane sugar because cane sugar was just more expensive.
well, yeah, they trucking it from Hawaii would have been
Yeah,
a bit of a problem.
shipping it up from South America or shipping it in from Hawaii or wherever you were getting it from, it was way more expensive than just pulling some beets out of the ground.
Yeah. So
So yeah, let's try the professor's idea first of walking in there with clipboards and uniforms.
you want to keep the armed mob in case that doesn't
Yeah, if that
case
doesn't
that
work, if that doesn't
We
work,
still
I'll stir up an armed mob.
we still ought to try to be stealthy about it, though. Avoid the people that actually work there as much as possible, just so we don't have to answer any awkward questions.
Good
Maybe
plan.
we should stir up the mob and have them go in the front door while we go in the back door and like transfer them out, and they'll be in too much of a distracted rush to check anything. That's why the clipboard's over.
I kind of want to avoid getting too many people injured if I can.
We don't need them to like go fight anyone. We just need them to go in there and raise hell.
Well,
Like
that is kind of what my congregation's best at.
like they just need to go in there and be like, I don't know, something about abortion or something. About how evil it is.
like it's like when emergency room fills up within an hour and there's too many people and everybody's running around. And
That exactly. We just need them to all go in there and act like they're completely insane. They just need to pretend.
Some of them won't be pretending, but
I mean, maybe they'll get the help they need. This is for the best for everyone.
and Josie, while you're listening to these two discuss this, what did your editor think after the Halloween episode?
Well, he was reluctant to run the story at all. I kind of had to beg him. And he's been kind of sticking me on the back burner since. I'm thinking I may have to go find another paper to write for. Had the exact opposite effect of what I was hoping as far as my career is concerned.
So actually, when you got when the professor nabbed you for this little conference, that's what you were doing today. You were out searching around for another newspaper to write for. You even considered writing for the university newspaper, which is actually better than the regular town newspaper. So
Maybe the professor can put a good word in for me since he works at the university.
I don't know. It is the 1920s.
and you are a woman.
what is the professor's, since he does a radio show that's sort of out there, what is his how does the university newspaper feel about him?
They love me. I bring them coffee. That's where I get my latest scoop, you know? The reporters are into the weird. The university's on ley lines, so like everyone converges here. There's a library with spell books in it.
Yeah.
Like we've established that this is a weird place.
But most of the students attempt to act like normal human beings.
Yeah, they just try to ignore how weird it is most of the time. But
Because,
I mean, the reporters are always into weird shit, so
because it's hard to keep your scholarship if you don't act at least semi-normal.
Since when do college students attempt to act like normal human beings?
Okay. Now
in the 1920s, they tried a little harder.
Okay.
Now they don't. Back then they did. Because if they didn't and they lost their scholarship, mommy and daddy couldn't afford to send them to college. Back then, they didn't have financial aid.
And loans were verboten, so
yeah.
College loans were a big thing after World War II. The idea that you could secure a loan for college was amazing. That was like controlled by the government, like right after World War II. So we won't see that for another 40 years. Or 20.
30.
30. Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah, 30. So, okay, well, after this get together at the cafe,
So I'll go to my congregation and or go to my church and pull out the Rolodex and start calling up people and saying, we've got some people in Arkham Asylum that don't belong there. I think that we should go in and talk to those eggheads about how they're treating people.
so
Right? Or not treating them.
Or
We've
not,
been making them worse.
yeah, what the professor said. You can hear him. I'm on speakerphone.
it's all this
The party
newfangled.
line.
The party
It's,
line, yeah.
it's all this newfangled medicine they're trying to come up with.
Yeah, so you get your friends and go tell those people how you feel about them. Don't go hurting nobody, but let them know how you feel.
So, I want you to roll a d10 and tell me how many people actually decide that you've convinced to storm the asylum.
Looks like 9.
Not bad.
Yeah. Like I said, these dice like me.
So, Gertrude basically told you that as she was handing you the $10 bills, that she wanted this done as soon as you could possibly manage it.
Okay.
I
So, being the 19th, how long did it take you to put this together, and when are you going in?
So I think I can get my people all together to go storm Arkham, or get their friends to storm Arkham tomorrow.
Okay.
So the 20th would probably be the day that we're going in, is like the 20th in the morning.
So, does this work for the other two of you?
Oh, it's
Yeah, that
Sunday,
works for
isn't
me.
it? Or I guess it's Sunday. I don't know what day December 19th, 1920 was, but
Uh, yeah, because December 20th this year's a Monday, but
right.
I have no idea what December 20th of 1923 is.
it was a Monday.
Oh, we were on the same schedule. So yeah, it was super easy for me to get my congregation together. They were still all, I didn't even have to call anyone. They were still all at the church doing their after church activities.
That came in handy.
Yeah. So now it's going to be a Monday, so the professor will probably have to call off work, but he already made $10 from this, so he'll make his money.
What night of the week do you do your radio show on?
Sundays.
Okay.
So I put on the radio show something about the hospital, and like like people should show up there, and no one does because no one listens to my radio show.
But Gertrude's happy that you tried.
Yeah,
You
and it
do.
totally gives your guys a cover. They're just random people that showed up because they're listening to the show.
Uh, actually, you're surprised because near the end of your radio show, you do get one elderly lady calling in saying how horrible that whole thing is. And it's the first person that's ever called into your radio show.
You're like, how did she even get my number?
Because it's a restricted university number. You find out later that it was your mom. So, on the night of the 19th, what are the three of you doing to prepare for your adventure the next morning?
So I'm
Well,
picking
I
up a
don't-
blackjack. So I can club people over the head if I need to.
Okay.
I don't think we can be too prepared. I think we should be as prepared as possible. So, is there a place I can look up to see if there, or a building I can go into and ask about schematics for the inside of the asylum so we can figure out how to get to the patient rooms as quickly and quietly as possible without attracting too much attention? Is there like a town hall or something that would have schematics like that I could access?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Smart.
Around, possibly. Give me a persuasion roll or the closest thing to that.
Okay, there actually is a persuade. So let's see. That is 44 out of 76.
That's pretty good. So you actually walk into the Arkham City clerk office right before they're closing, and you ask the lady for a copy of the plans for Arkham, and she looks at you really strange for a minute, because nobody's ever asked for those. Nobody wants to go near there unless they don't have a choice. But
you're a reporter, so you think weird things all the time.
you tell her you're doing a story on the FBI agent that found him, that checked himself in there over Halloween, because nobody's heard from him since. And so did they even know how to make copies in 1923?
Mm-hmm. They had Memorex.
Okay. So, even though it was fairly close to closing, she takes the time to make copies for you. And hands them to you and says, we're closing. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Good luck on the story, though.
Yeah, well, thank you, and thank you for these.
And you walk out of the city clerk's office. Um, where are the three of you gonna meet to look at these, or what? What now that you have them? What are you doing with them?
Well, yeah, when we meet in the morning before we head out, we'll go over them.
Okay, we can have breakfast and go over the plans to the
Yeah.
asylum. And we can meet at the church, because that's where free breakfasts are given out anyway to the homeless, so... The factors are really good about making the food there.
We should send a bunch of homeless people in too.
No, I'm afraid they'd get stuck.
The only issue the preacher has and doesn't really want to comment on it is that while the church makes good food, they don't have the Coke you like because you don't have a way of putting it in the church.
Yeah, I have to buy that for myself, but I'll just get a bottle on my way to the thing. I do have a motorcycle, so I can get us there if we ride 3 abreast or 3 back to back on the motorcycle. We'll be faster than the mob, so
A little buddy.
yeah. It'll be fun. There's a sidecar, so one person can ride in the sidecar and 2 people can ride on the...
Like in 23, I don't know how safe it was for one person to ride.
Oh no, oh no. Oh, I'm sure that the Norton company made super safe motorcycles.
Yeah. But you're riding a recycled one from World War One, so
Yeah.
because you can't afford a new one.
Besides, who would want to afford a new one? I was a scout, so it's just the sort of thing that I'm used to.
Josie and the professor, however, have never ridden on one of these things before.
Well, I'm like pretty short. I'm like 5'3", so I could probably fit in the sidecar relatively well.
Plus, these things, they don't make them like they used to. Those motorcycles probably work fine today.
That's true. Especially with any any good maintenance, you'd be able to keep one of those things alive forever.
Yeah, that's true.
There's Model Ts still working, so hell, motorcycles are even tougher machines than those things. They've got to be. You wreck them and
They keep going.
yeah.
Let alone if you had a Jeep from back then.
You don't keep going, but they do.
Yeah, the helmets of this era are leather, so
Yeah, like the football player.
yeah.
I don't think the military would have let their Jeeps go, though. 'Cause
Oh, they sold some surplus ones after the war. They didn't think there were going to be any more big wars.
that's true. Until 20 years later, and
Yeah.
they got tired of being at peace, so they decided to kill each other again.
And that's the way it's been forever since.
About every 20 years. Because the military ordered all these fancy gadgets and they got to do something with them. So, do you stop and get your Coke after breakfast, or do you stop on the way to the church
So I
and get
live
it?
on a unattached building to the church,
Oh, okay. So
so
yeah,
I'd have to get it after breakfast.
you live in the rectory, so you'd have to get it later.
Yeah.
How early are the three of you meeting at the church?
Let's see. I think it would still be a little dark, so like 5 a.m.
The cafe to get your Coke's not even open yet.
Oh no.
If you got, if you're getting it from the place you guys were at yesterday, it's not even open yet.
I'll just go by a speakeasy and grab a bottle.
Cause
They'll
the
still be open at 5 a.m.
the university kids are still asleep.
Yeah.
No. Um,
Oh, I'm sure there's something serving all of the factory workers.
mm,
So I'll just go by one of those places.
yeah. And so the three of you meet at the church. Josie lays out the plan she got yesterday. So what do you guys do from there?
So I'm not particularly great at studying, like I don't have a good navigation skill. Is anybody good as a navigator, or is that just gonna be random chance?
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, so let's all give it a shot and
How do we roll dice in this one again?
It's D10s
yeah, it's percentile
and
dice.
percentile dice. Uh, you can all give me an intelligence roll and see how you do
Okay.
to try and figure it out.
Out of 77.
What's your intelligence?
50.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, 48 out of 70.
And I got a 47 out of 50, so we both manage it. You manage it noticeably better than I do.
And the
You
professor.
that way, guys!
That's not even the right direction to the asylum.
Oh, I
For,
mean it's that way.
for, for a professor, you blew that pretty badly. It's like,
He's just got
Not
a
a
terrible
professor
sense of
of
direction.
geography, man.
Yeah, he's not a geography man.
Ain't no G-men here.
fact, this may be the first time he's ever looked at plans for anything.
Yeah.
Uh, so, so the two of you that can passably read them, what do you decide to do?
Well, it looks like the fastest way to get to the patient wing would be straight through the main entrance, and then we'd have to go around the nurses' stations and straight through the visiting area into the patient wing.
So,
But that would require us to go right through those nurses' stations, or right by them, so that might be a little bit.
Well, that's what the outfits were for.
That's true.
speaking of that, did you get your outfits? And if you did, where did you get them and how did you get them?
Luckily, I'm going in my preaching outfit because there were a lot of preachers that did a lot of work for asylums back in the day,
Yeah.
and I can get Josie a habit if she wants to go in as one of my assistants.
Oh, actually, I have a friend who works in a hospital, not the mental hospital, but she's a nurse in the local hospital. I got her to lend me one of her spare uniforms.
It's going to be a little big on you, I'm sure, but
Yeah, a little.
not terrible.
And what is the professor doing?
Oh, I would have gone by a uniform supply store the night before, picked up some kind of uniform for a doctor. I look like a doctor.
You do look like a doctor.
So basically, dark pants and a lab coat.
Basically, dark pants and a lab coat, nice shape,
Mm,
Stethoscope,
glasses,
yeah.
glasses.
glasses.
Well, did the professor have glasses anyway, or what?
Yes,
No.
but these are decoy glasses.
So he
Instead of
makes his vision actually worse to try and
they're just the frames. They don't actually have the lens. Um,
No, they
but
definitely have lenses in them.
They're
but
just worse lenses.
as long as you stay back a bit, nobody will notice.
Get one of those
They're just
reflector things for your head.
Oh yeah, I've often wondered what those were ever good for.
They shined the light from above down into where the doctor was looking.
Uh,
Yeah, they
actually,
actually had a use.
well, I didn't know that one. So you spend a bit of time doing this. Um, did you come in your outfits to the church, or are you changing while you after breakfast, or what are you doing?
I'm wearing the same outfit, so
Well,
I'll
yeah.
change after breakfast.
yeah.
How about the professor?
I would change and I would get into role. I would be a doctor all day. A doctor when I got my breakfast. A doctor when I got my tea.
So,
Dr. Moriarty Triskelt.
so you guys, well, technically you are. It's just a different.
Yeah, you're a different kind of doctor.
The
Not
initials,
today.
the initials after your name are just different today. Um. So after you guys have breakfast and go over the map, um, Josie finds a place to change into her nurse's outfit. And the professor suddenly becomes a doctor. And about that time, the 9 people that have decided to help the preacher start filing into the church.
So I go out there and I say, okay, everyone. So let's try and keep everything orderly, but raise your voices to the sky and allow them to hear your righteous wrath about their treatment of those who are most in need.
Praise Jesus, let it be.
And one of them stands up and says, well, is it gonna be some hefty work? Is there any breakfast left around here?
Always, my child.
And the 9 of them pile into the kitchen area, and they see the professor in his doctor coat and what is now Nurse Josie standing there.
These two are friends of mine. They'll be helping me today to free one of our congregation from this dastardly place.
And they all sort of grumble and nod and head for the food.
They know better than to argue with me.
Well,
I'm good at that.
their first objective is always breakfast.
Yeah,
So, like, yeah.
especially with Louise cooking. She's one of the factors at the church. She's just fantastic at baking.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's how. That's how the preacher got to be the size that he is.
Yeah. It wasn't all that work in the war. It was afterwards when he.
Yeah. He's carrying around a bunch of cinnamon rolls and such.
Yeah.
So after a little bit, the 9 of your congregation has gotten breakfast, and they're all fueled up to march on the asylum. And
God go
so,
with you, my children.
and they, nod and are like, we'll show those people over there. And so did the 3 of you pile onto the motorcycle and
Seems like a good idea.
Beats getting a cab, man.
Yeah. Especially this early in the morning, all the cabs are taken up by the people who are going across town to their work at various factories and such.
And a lot of the cab drivers won't even go near Arkham.
Yeah.
They've all heard too many really weird stories about that place. So you hop on the 3 of you pile onto the motorcycle. Josie rides in the sidecar. The professor's sitting in back, holding on to the preacher so he doesn't fall off the bike.
Yeah, these things were kind of rounded in a way that modern bikes aren't. So it looks like he's got a fair chance of falling off.
Hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Yep. And you have to do some weaving through traffic because it's morning traffic, so
I only screamed a few times.
uh, Professor ever been on a motorcycle before?
I'm gonna go with absolutely not.
Oh, so yeah, this is a completely new and frightening experience for you. And Josie, how are you handling the sidecar as it weaves through traffic?
Well, this is my first time doing anything like this too, but I'm like sort of enjoying it.
Yeah, you can just sit there and enjoy this yourself while you.
Yeah.
As Model Ts whiz by your head,
Yes.
Yeah.
and
But you know, as a reporter, I'm all about thrill, right?
and about halfway through the trip, you realize you have no protection physically, and
It's okay, guys. If you go down the above game, if you go down, I have the resurrection spell.
Oh, that's encouraging.
as long as long as he's not the one to go down
Yeah.
too, because it's hard for a dead guy to resurrect anything.
It's true.
Although you could be brought back as something else.
Again, that's encouraging.
So the morning traffic does slow you down a bit, and it takes you about a half an hour to get from the church to the front door of the asylum. But you do still beat your parishioners to the front door. So now what are you guys gonna do?
Okay, so we wanted to scope the place out a bit, is what I imagine we were doing, because we want the parishioners to actually be in there first when we actually like jump the place.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're taking a bus or something, train car or a trolley car or whatever. I don't really know. This is Arkham, so it probably has trolleys.
Yeah.
And so we're
Eh,
just gonna like walk around the building, I guess, and look at it and see if there's anything weird about the grounds that we could maybe use.
uh, you guys, the three of you were wanting to go in the back.
So
Go.
we found out that the going in the front would probably be the faster method. If we go in the back, then we could avoid the nurses' wing. But if we go in the front, we'll be there faster. So
Yeah, I say we go in the front.
So you just want the parishioners to go in first,
yeah,
and then you guys are gonna wait a little bit and go in after that.
exactly.
You uh you walk around the grounds. The grounds are, fairly nice. The grass is cut. Got some nice trees, a couple benches here and there. You've got, you know, a few people in their dressing gowns sitting on the benches.
Oh gosh, in Massachusetts in December?
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
In fact, on this one bench, there's two people. They look like they're talking to each other, but they're not.
They're both just talking to things that aren't there.
Don't basically.
Or
And
are they?
they could be, but you can't see them.
Hey, I have nothing against the visibly challenged.
And then there's one guy who's basically circling all the benches with his arms out, and he's flapping his arms like he's hoping to fly.
He's trying to fly. Okay.
Good luck.
And if you sit and watch him for a second, you notice it's not working. He can't seem to get any lift. So he's just circling the benches repeatedly.
I mean, it's good exercise, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I used to try to fly by jumping off of, boulders and things and flapping my arms while holding bird feathers, but that was when I was like, 8 years old.
Well,
Did you ever feel like you got any lift?
Not really.
the feathers just weren't big enough.
Right. Hey, it worked for Dumbo. I mean,
Yeah.
You needed pterodactyl wings. You just
Right.
didn't know that yet.
Never forget the pterodactyl wings. I've got mine in the car.
Is that for traffic problems?
They attach to the sides and it can just fly over traffic.
There you go.
It can only kind of sort of hop because it doesn't have a propeller.
Right.
It drives really fast and then glides over.
So, and as you're sitting there casually looking at these three, you see this very heavy set, very stout looking woman in a nurse's uniform come out and attempt to lead these three back inside as they have apparently escaped. So, and by about this time, you start to see various members of your congregation walking up to you, one or two at a time, and they all didn't get there at the same time.
All right, everyone. As soon as everybody arrives, I just am waving them over. All right, everyone. So you're going to head in there first, and you're going to start raising hell. And we're going to look for the way in that we need to use. It might be right behind you, it might be to the side, so that we can get this man out.
The group's like, we got this.
I believe in you, and I believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He'll protect
Hallelujah!
you. He will protect you in this hellspawn pit.
And Josie, what is Josie doing while he's saying this?
Well, as an atheist, she's just kind of like not saying much of anything, but kind of in her mind going.
One of the characters also an atheist.
He's just good at performing.
Going along with the crowd, man.
So I would think you'd be the opposite of an atheist when you believe in the occult gods.
Oh, I don't believe in them.
Oh, okay.
He just makes a really questionable radio show.
It's more I believe that they exist, not that they're gods.
Oh.
Yeah, he's reserving that until he actually meets one. Um, Josie's thinking that this is gonna be the most interesting story she's ever decided to write.
Especially if we manage to get Freddy out. Because not a lot of people come out of Arkham that have been relegated to it.
Are you kidding? You're just happy you can write a story about surviving the trip. Because there were a couple times when you weren't real sure. So, your after being suitably stoked, your congregation rushes into the front door and starts yelling and screaming and grabbing doctors and nurses and yelling and screaming and
Of course. Super subtle, guys.
But one thing happens that you didn't count on, which is there are several patients in the atrium area, sitting at tables doing puzzles and, such like that. And seeing these 9 people rush in, all screaming and grabbing doctors and nurses and jostling them around and such, starts to agitate the patients in the atrium area by the nurses' station. And they all get up and some of them are running around. There's one that sort of runs to hide in the corner. There's one girl that gets up and agitatedly starts hitting her head on the wall. And basically, there's much more fuss than you would assume there would be.
Well, I mean, that's probably for the best. It's going to help us get in faster, but...
And there's a siren that goes off, and there's orderlies that come to calm the patients down, and...
Alright, well, let's head on in and try to get right past that nurse's station and just get into the building.
Yes.
In fact, a couple of the orderlies start grabbing parishioner members, trying to calm them down and find out what the hell is going on, and it's just general chaos in the place all of a sudden.
I mean, that's kind of what we were going for, wasn't it?
Right. It like you said, makes it easier for us to slip in and find the patient wing.
So, you guys go in a side door attempting to avoid the whole atrium area, or What
No,
are
we'll
you
just try to go
doing?
straight through the atrium and like get past everybody.
I walk with my clipboard. I have my like lab coat on. Look like any other doctor.
And Josie's walking next to you in her nurse's outfit.
Can I
And
roll intimidate to try and keep everybody off of us that isn't one of my parishioners?
you can try.
We're walking in with a priest.
005
N-
out of 70.
nice.
People are freaking intimidated. They don't know why we have a priest with us, but they're scared.
Actually, they are, because usually when a priest shows up, that means somebody's died. And so everybody sort of stops and looks at you and is like, starts to mumble to each other about, you know, I wonder who's gone now. And so the three of you just are able to pass without a problem, except one of the doctors walks up to um, the the professor and Josie and is like, I've never seen you, the two of you before.
We're transferred from Meadowlark. We're here to transfer a patient.
Give both of you give me a persuasion roll.
Or fast talk?
That's
32 out of 76.
Oh,
whoa, that is a hard success. So
27 out of 50.
both of, well, that if you give me 2 luck, you'll have a hard success out of that. You're, or do you just want to keep it a regular success?
I'll take 2 luck.
Okay. So you start, telling the doctor all about
We don't have time for this, man. There's a riot.
about, he says the orderlies will handle that. Yeah. They'll just start injecting people. It'll be fine.
Including the parishioners.
Yeah. And uh, and you guys start telling him about your newfangled hospital and how being an FBI agent, Freddie's going to be transferred into government thing that you can't talk about and all this sort of stuff. And he's like, well, um,
I mean, I really can't tell you anything, but it's aliens.
You never know, it could be.
and
the illegal kind, he means.
aren't they all? uh, but you ask for directions to the patient wing. And he leads you to a large metal door near the back of the atrium / nurses station. And he says, well, the patient wing is right through here. But I would advise you to be very careful. Every once in a while, a patient will get free
Oh, do you have a billy club?
Or is that something we'll have to take off an orderly?
Look, I don't carry one myself, but
Oh, then we'll probably be fine.
there is a main patient area similar to the atrium here. So just check in there and tell them what patient you want to see, and they'll take you to them.
Understood.
And
Thank you.
with that, he holds the door open for you and closes it behind you, and you hear this seriously heavy metal lock noise.
Oh, good. Now we're stuck in here unless we can get a nurse to let us out or something.
And we're not on any official transcripts.
Well,
Okay.
I'm sure we can manage it.
Well, with persuade rolls like that, we better.
Yeah.
The first, um, what is the thing closest to a perception check in this game?
Spot hidden?
Uh, okay. I need all three of you to roll that.
Or listen is the other one. It depends
Now,
on...
this is the visual thing.
Okay.
$17 out of 25.
Normals.
I botched it. I got 100.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I don't know what that means with spot hidden, but it's a botch. I'm switching dice now. They were good to me until now. Oh, wait, no, that's 60. 60 out of 100. Okay. Sorry, they're just hard to read in the darkness of the thing that I roll in. Okay. That's still a fail, but...
So what did the professor get?
I got an 86.
Out of what? What's your spot hidden number?
60.
So you failed. So Josie is the only one that this really clicks with in your head. As you step into the patient atrium, it's much darker and much gloomier than the atrium out by the nurses' station. And even the nurses, when you go to check in, they look much more unhappy to be there. And
Hey, ladies, living the dream, right?
they just sort of grumble at you. They're like, if this is a dream, I want to wake up. We'll need the three of you to sign in.
All right.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
grab the clipboard and sign my name to it and pass it around. Did they have Bic pens back then, or were they using fountain pens?
Fountain pen.
Huh?
So there's a inkwell on the desk, on the nurse's station desk where you sign in at. Because I don't think they were using disposable pens back then.
Yeah, I guess not. The ballpoint has existed somewhere since the late 1800s, but it was not common until the 50s.
Took them 70 years to get it right.
Yeah.
um, although you see something very odd in the back corner of this room as the three of you are signing in.
Just her or all of us notice it?
All of you notice this because it's so oddly out of place. It is a week before Christmas. There is a Christmas tree in the back corner of the room. Decorated. It's just blank Christmas tree.
Just a tree.
Sitting in the back corner of the room.
Alright, I'll be the guy to ask. Are you planning on decorating that with the patients or something?
No.
Okay.
The administrator told us we had to have a tree. He didn't say we had to decorate it.
I think I'm starting to realize why you hate your jobs.
Well, it's, I guess there's no fire hazard if you aren't decorating it. Because that was a big deal way back when.
Yeah. And I don't know when the concept of actual Christmas lights came out.
I think it was around this time. I'm not certain.
Wasn't it?
But, like, even then they were, incandescent lights that, like, were big and bulky and hot.
Yeah.
So they would light the tree on fire themselves the same way candles would.
Right. She says, yeah, we figured it was safer for the patients and us too, actually. So, and about this time, I need a listen check from all three of you.
16 out of 20.
That's
39 out of 40. I barely made it.
17.
Out of what?
I don't know.
Do you have
What?
listen trained, or is it just the 20 that's base?
I just have the 20 base.
Okay.
But you still barely succeeded. All three of you barely hear this. First, you hear a large clunking noise coming from a side door off the atrium. And then, barely audible through the door, you hear somebody scream.
Ah.
Well, it's a mental asylum. These things happen.
Yeah, I was thinking it's probably not that uncommon around here.
Did it sound like Freddy? You guys know what he screams like.
It
Like
did.
little girl.
It it did not sound like Freddy.
Did it sound like a little girl?
Did it sound human?
It did sound human, yes.
Okay.
As as far as whether it sounded like a child, I will tell you in a second. Um, yes,
Oh. Well, that's sad.
you didn't even know that they had child patients in Arkham.
Yeah, there was no children's ward on the schematics.
It's because they put him in with the regular people.
Oof.
In the mental asylum in the 20s, that can't be a good thing.
I mean, being in a mental asylum in the 20s at all is a bad thing.
Not a good thing.
So what do you do when you hear this? Because you see one of the nurses turn for a second and then turn back to you at the desk.
Aren't you going to check on that?
Yeah, should someone check on that?
Oh, that's one of the examination rooms. That would be Dr. Brenda Marley is on duty right now. Don't know what the clunk was, though. That is sort of odd.
Would you like us to check on that?
Yeah, you look super busy. Take the night off.
It's early morning.
Take the night off. They can't do that. They do look at each other for a second and go, we're not really supposed to allow other people in there, but
It's all right. I'm a doctor.
the three of you need to give me persuasion rolls because they're really iffy about it.
Ooh. Nope. 92 out of 76.
I got a 36.
What's your persuasion number?
Liddy.
What?
50.
Oh,
I got a 3 out of 50.
whoa!
Yeah. My dice like that 00 today.
So you and the preacher and the doctor are like, oh, we can handle this. The nurse is like, I don't know about this. And they're the two nurses at the nursing station look at each other and go, okay. And they give you this look like you might not want to do this.
I'm gonna pull out my blackjack at this moment and be like, I know how to handle these kinds of things.
All right.
I don't have any injections, but I do have this. It works about the same.
So one of the nurses says, I'm going to have to come with you at least to unlock the door. So one of the nurses walks around the nurse's station, walks over with you and unlocks a fairly heavy wooden door to an to what she called an examination room.
I guess I push open the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be ready in case somebody tries to sprint out to grab him.
Nobody moves. I need sanity checks from all three of you.
Okay.
Eh, 24 out of 80.
7 out of 80.
Okay. Two of you are good. How did the professor do?
43 out of 80.
We all have power of 80. We're all super sane.
No.
I'm a super saiyan.
So the three of you, as you walk into this room, you find out it's not necessarily an examination room. It's more like a laboratory. And Dr. Marley is this, I'd say, mid-30s blonde, maybe 5'9". And crawling around on the floor around her feet is a small blonde girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old. But the bottom half of her looks more like a mermaid than a little girl.
It's a fish person. That's weird.
Well, hey there, fish girl. Have you lost your mommy?
She opens her mouth. She has similar teeth to a shark and just screams.
So we heard a clunk. Is everything okay in here? I asked Marley.
Everything is fine. She fell off the desk.
All right. Do you need help getting her back up?
No. She weighs about 15 pounds.
Interesting. Must be from the odd anatomy.
Problem is she bites.
I'm just standing there holding this like leather sap in my hand as I ask this. So I'm like, do you need a little?
She says, if you're willing to knock her out, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna whack this fish monster over the head.
The 6 or 7-year-old girl looks up at you like, why are you gonna do this?
It's a monster. I'm not. I don't think that this thing's in the sight of God.
She retains enough of a look of a 6 to 7-year-old girl
That's
that
a little hard to.
her eyes look up at you, and she's like, you're not actually going to hurt me, are you?
If you let us put you back on the table without biting anybody, then we don't need to hit you with this thing.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Can I try intimidate with that instead? Because I'm talking about hitting her over the head with a sap.
You can try to intimidate her, but you might get an arm bit off.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm better at intimidate. My persuasion sucks. It's only 50. The other is 70. I got a 35. Even. So that's half.
That is a hard success. You do, in fact, intimidate her, and she sort of curls up the best she can.
All right. Have at, I say to the doctor.
Oh, no, 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 no. If no one else is willing to do it, I'm going to ask the doctor, are you responsible for this? Is this your doing? Because you can't tell me that little girl came into the hospital like that.
She just sort of smiles at you, goes about putting the child on the desk. It's obvious that you don't quite understand where you are. And that's all she says. In fact, why are the three of you here?
Well, I'm here in case one of my parishioners has fallen deathly ill, but these other two are here to transfer a man to the new, what was it, Morning Lake?
Sure.
Yeah, the new Morning Lake place that's opening up. The government facility.
And which person?
That would be Frederick Allen, the FBI agent.
He's an odd one. He won't say anything.
Probably his FBI training.
We've tried all manner of therapy with him.
Oh
He
no.
won't-
Above game, oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know what that entails.
He won't say anything. He just sits in his room with his eyes glazed over.
Well, hopefully the government facility will be able to help him, or maybe seeing a familiar face since he is one of my parishioners.
It's actually a secret mission. We need him to solve a crime that only someone insane can solve.
Good luck. He hasn't muttered a sound in 3 months.
Oh, he'll mutter.
We thought we were getting close with the electrotherapy, but
You ordered electrotherapy on an FBI agent?
he's just like any other patient here.
I mean,
what he did before he got here isn't anybody's business.
above game, electrotherapy is probably the least bad thing they could have done to him in this place.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, you know, some convulsions and then you're feeling better. Whereas, like, there's a lot of bad stuff that they could have done with drugs.
And lobotomies were
Yeah, I was thinking lobotomy. That would be pretty damn bad.
becoming popular. But
Luckily, they were mostly popular over in Europe at this point. But who knows? Arkham
it's
is a messed up place.
with the fact that he hasn't said anything for 3 months, a lobotomy wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah,
So,
they really lobotomize people that are being like
oh,
difficult in some way.
or dangerous, or
Yeah,
Yeah, or that they deem difficult or dangerous.
yeah. Whereas an upstanding member of society that just isn't talking is probably not the best target for a lobotomy. So let's hope that we can get him out of here in at least most of One Piece.
It's 9:06. Do you guys need a break?
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
keep it short so that Pat doesn't end up falling asleep during it. But so how does like 15 minutes sound?
That works.
Because we also started a bit late.
That's fine. So, we're going to take a short break for our players to get a drink or go to the bathroom or whatever they have to do, and then we will be back to see if our intrepid little group can rescue Freddy or
Go insane from fish people.
so.
All right. See y'all back in a
Okay.
couple minutes.
All right.
Hi, and welcome back to our Cthulhu special, Christmas in the Asylum. As we left our little group, you had just met Dr. Marley, and one of her, I guess, experiments would be the proper word for the little girl you just met. And she told you that your colleague Freddie is not very communicative, hasn't been since he's been there. So, what are you three gonna do?
Well, I guess.
Well, we need to find Freddy's room.
Yeah, so thank her for the information and then go look for
What
Freddy.
happened to the terrible mermaid baby?
Oh, she's up on the desk.
Yeah. She's sitting on the lab table next to the doctor.
Cool.
Mm.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
Mermaid child.
Good little kid.
With rows of shark teeth. Not a
She's
problem.
adorable.
Yeah.
She is actually rather cute.
I toss her like a piece of beef jerky.
What, does the professor have beef jerky in his pocket?
Don't you? That's like a staple of being a human being.
It's a good snack food.
I stick with bacon myself, but
Gotta have dried meat in your pockets. Like, are you even human?
there has been speculation that I'm not, but nobody's been able to prove anything at this point. In fact, when you mention you want to go see your friend Freddy, Dr. Marley will actually tell you what room he's in.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe you can get him to say something. Uh, and she says he's down the hall to your left in room 206.
All right. Well, thank you for that information. That's very helpful. And good luck with your friend here.
Thank you for the help with her, by the way.
Of course.
Uh,
Sometimes children just need a little bit of the rod.
yeah, very true.
Spare the rod, spoil the mermaid shark, baby.
Oh God, I have baby shark in my head now. Please get it out, get it out, get it out.
Oh, good. We're driving our players insane, not our characters.
Baby mermaid shark, do.
Now we're gonna have to make a T-shirt. Oh God.
We should. That would be the best way for us to make actual money. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'd buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd totally wear merch.
A 7 or 8 year old blonde little girl that's a mermaid with shark teeth. Yeah. Who wouldn't want one of those?
We need to get it sponsored by a beef jerky company. Be the new face of Jack Links.
Yeah. We are not currently sponsored by Jack Links, but if you are willing to sponsor us, please.
Yeah. If you are watching
Call me.
if you are watching and like the idea, but
Just have your people call my people.
I think I'm
You
the
know.
people. Oh no.
Yeah, I was going, and what people do we have?
I think it's me.
Okay. Okay. So, you guys leave Dr. Marley's office and head across the atrium to the hall door on the left, which is a large metal door similar to the one in the atrium that you went through to come here, but it's open. Or more like it's unlocked.
Oh, good. Didn't want to have to try my lockpicking yet.
Are you stopping back at the nurse's station to tell them where you're going, or you just
Yeah,
heading
so
down the hallway?
I'll say we're gonna go see Freddy now, and this is just like as we're passing by them, I guess, since we were like right by them.
Well, one of them goes down a clipboard she's holding that has all the names of the patients on it. Checks a box apparently next to Freddy's name that lets him know that he has visitors now.
Advanced clipboard.
Do you want to go to his room, or do you want one of us to bring him out?
We can go to his room. It'll be easiest if we speak to him directly and explain to him the situation somewhere where he feels safe, because we do have to get him transferred.
Not that he feels safe here.
Yeah, he'll feel safest in his room, I think, and that would be probably the best location to explain his upcoming move with him.
Good luck. Even when we take him food, he doesn't say anything.
Well, hopefully he won't be so reluctant when he sees my face.
And he does eat, but he won't say anything.
Interesting. It's good that he eats.
Yeah. We don't want our patients starving to death.
So, now that we've established that, I guess we can go see Freddy.
Yeah. You guys head down the hall. Uh, there, you hear all sorts of noises. There are there are doors to rooms on either side of you, and you hear all sorts of noises from people talking to themselves to people screaming to people making noises that are unintelligible by most people. Um, but it's just constant noise down this hall.
I yell back. "Ah!"
One of the nurses yelled, "You are right."
Sorry, I had a moment.
Okay. Are you
We may
sure
be
you have 80
leaving the
sanity?
asylum without him.
Um, what did you say, Josh?
Are you sure you have 80 sanity?
You know, after last time, I do think it went down a little bit. So
Yeah, I would say that yours and Josie's definitely went down some after the Halloween
a
episode.
cool 75.
So you finally get to door 206. It's about midway down the hall on the left. And so what are you guys gonna do?
Just I'll open the door and walk in and be like, Freddy!
He's literally sitting on the floor in the corner,
Freddy?
staring, and
Hey, man, you okay? It, it, it's me. It's Moriarty. I'm the professor.
so do all three of you walk in the room?
Yeah.
When he seems to almost half smile when he sees Ethan, but when he sees the professor and Josie, he sort of starts cowering in the corner, almost afraid.
He wasn't in this bad a shape when he checked himself in. They have to have been doing something to him.
Probably the electroshock.
Because
Now that stuff
see,
makes you feel great.
seeing the two of you reminds him of what happened, and he's just sort of afraid now.
So we're here to bring you back to Gertie. Okay, Freddy?
Now, hearing his wife's name, it takes him a second, but he recognizes his wife's name and smiles. But it's sort of, he smiles, but he has sort of a far off look in his eye, like that's a memory from a long time ago. But it's only actually been like 3 months.
Yeah.
He got the PTSDs.
Real hard.
And
I think he's got something. They probably used too many blackjacks on his head.
He
that
didn't listen when they told him the first time, so they had to tell him again.
So messed up.
and you can see on the little table that most hospital beds have, the table thing that's on wheels that goes with the hospital bed, you can see cups, little paper cups with pills in them.
How many
There's like
pills do they have you on?
there's like 5 cups, and each cup has like 3 pills in it.
So I actually have medicine
Yeah,
as a skill. Can I try to figure out what they're trying to give him?
yeah.
009 out of 20, so half.
That's a hard success. Uh, you look at them and they are a mixture of antidepressants and antipsychotics and yeah.
Just all kinds of crap.
Since he will not speak, they're basically trying every combination they can come up with,
Ah,
and he's still not saying anything because he's so deep in his own head that, you know, you saw with the memory of his wife that he's so deep in his own head that he's not even there. You wonder why, because it hasn't been that long.
yeah, and from what Gertie told me about when he was checking himself in, he wasn't that bad off. He was just feeling guilty about the whole thing. Like, really guilty and really messed up about it. So,
FBI, FBI and police accidentally shoot people on an occasion, and they don't react like this.
yeah.
So something has definitely happened in the 3 months he's been here.
I don't know if we bring him back, if it'll count as us bringing all of him back. Maybe we should figure out what's going on with him before we try to drag him out of here.
Yeah, but we can't leave him here.
Yeah, not with all these drugs. This is crazy. So we could take him back to my place. We have space for the homeless at the church if we don't want to take him directly to Gertrude. Or we could take him to Gertrude and hope that that'll get him to talk to her.
I should think we should take him to Gertrude so that we can get paid.
You've already been paid.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
She paid in advance.
She gave you each $10 to do this. You've been You've been paid.
Maybe we should take
Holiday.
him. Maybe we should take him to the church, and then one of us should go to Gertrude and explain the situation to her, and see what she has to say about it.
It sounds like a good plan. Plus, there's nowhere safer than a church, right?
Of course not. It's the house of God. So,
You're not from one of those cultist churches, are you?
well, so technically every church is a cult, but no, that's sorry. I don't say that. No, not at all.
Yours, just happens to have a 3 foot tall sign of Ronald McDonald on the roof. You're the church of the Big Mac.
Honestly, that's a nice solid thing to believe in.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I was gonna believe in any kind of religion, it would be fast food.
Actually, this is about what 25 years before the Big Mac appeared,
Oh yeah.
or before McDonald's appeared in general.
So that'd be an interesting cult to belong to.
So, if you were gonna technically do it in this time frame, you'd be the Church of the White Castle.
That works.
I am forming this church.
They were actually around in this time frame. Um. So, what do you guys try to do?
Well, I'll pick him up, which is even for me kind of a heft because he's a big guy.
He's almost your size,
Oh no, he's bigger than me.
is he?
Yep, he's size 80.
Oh, yeah. You might want to get the professor to help you do that.
I'm hoping that he'll help pick himself up too. Once he
Well,
gets that I'm. Should I roll a persuade to try and help him? Or try
yeah,
and. Yeah.
definitely.
32 out of 50. It's not bad.
Your eyes and senses you're not there to hurt him. He does. He's got a look in his eyes of complete confusion. He's like, "Why are you here?" But he stands himself up.
Alright. I guess I'll take him by the hand and, start leading him out of the building.
Are you just going to try to sneak him out, or are you
No,
gonna...
we'll take him to the nurse's station, but we've got the authorization to transfer him. So we've already persuaded them of that before, so hopefully they'll still believe us.
You take him to the nurse's station, and they're like, "Well, before we can let you take him, you have to sign the right forms, and we have to have proper records and all that. So
Alright,
wait here for a second. I'll get the paperwork you need to fill out."
I'll take him to
So,
one of the tables and sit him down and start trying to talk to him, I guess.
so one of the nurses leaves to get the paperwork. The other one's sitting there. And as you're sitting on the bench, the noises from down the hall you were in get louder. and they get closer.
I say, Freddy, if anything comes out of that room, you just wait right here, and we'll make sure that everything stays safe for you.
And um, as the door to the hallway opens, several um, yeah, 12 of the creatures that you saw in Dr. Marley's office of various sizes and different facial features crawl out of the door of the hallway you were just in.
I'll try to drag Freddy up onto a table so that he's
I
not on the ground.
I need sanity checks from all three of you.
Okay.
And
Oh
for
no.
38 out of 80.
the reporter's cool as a cucumber.
I actually
34.
botched this time.
You botched.
Yeah.
My God. The Reverend suddenly crumbles to the floor with your head in your hands going,
There's so many of these things.
God would not let this happen. What the hell is going on?
What are these demons? God, have you forsaken me?
What did the professor get on that roll?
I got a 34 out of a cool 75.
The professor's like, I've been here before. But the pastor just lost it. He's like, you know, mumbling rituals and like, God save me and all this sort of stuff.
How much sanity damage do I take?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. You got a what out of, you botched?
Yeah, I botched, so double of
Uh,
whatever it would
yeah.
normally be.
Roll a d10 and double that.
Please, one. Hey, it was a one. 2.
Okay. For
I just had to ask my dice to play nice with me, and they were nice.
for a few minutes,
Abracadabra.
for a few minutes, you just sort of completely lose your composure. But after a bit, it's better, but you're still feeling kind of shaky. And you get this feeling like the three of you need to get the hell out of here. Or
We need to grab Freddy and get out.
the four of you need to. Because those things are surrounding you. They don't move quickly, but it seems like they're circling you.
The shark teeth mermaid baby.
Yeah. There's 12 of them. And they're of various sizes with various different human faces on them.
Hey, can we just punt them like into the wall?
Well, they're low. They're like on the ground, so even if they're surrounding us, we could probably like jump over them and run.
Possibly. A few 2 or 3 of them are quite large. They're like grown men size.
But
In
they're like
fact,
on the ground on their hands and
right,
tails.
yeah. But they're, even with that, they're like 2.5 feet tall. So you would have to make a decent jump to try and jump over them. And I need another sanity roll from the preacher because Ethan actually sees one of his parishioners
Oh
like
no.
that.
Okay, this time it was a 5. That double 0 keeps showing up.
You are somewhat shaken when you see your parishioner, but you know that you have to try and get Freddy out of here.
I'll just come back for him one day and try to cleanse him of this madness, this demonic influence.
At this point, Dr. Marley walks out of her office and says, "How do you like my creations?"
We don't.
As they continue to circle. Uh,
So, as horrifying as they are, my question to you is why are they roaming free when that could damage your other patients?
because my partner decided that it was time for them to show themselves. At which point, out of the opposite door from Marley's office comes something that you would not even imagine in your worst nightmares. This thing is grayish purple as it slimes its way across the floor. It's about 5 feet tall, and at current, it has 3 faces embedded in it who are all screaming.
Hey.
All 3 of you take 10 points of sanity loss. It's not even a roll. You just take 10 points of sanity loss from the scream this thing makes.
That's fair. These things happen.
And you are all considerably shaken by the sight of this thing.
So, now do we test our sanity for temporary insanity? Or is that...
Yeah, because if you take more than D6, which you did, you have to test for insanity.
I had forgotten about that.
Yep.
So, I think it's an intelligence roll,
Yeah.
and we want to fail this roll.
We want to fail the intelligence roll?
Yeah,
So we
because
want
we
to get higher
repress the
than our
memory.
intelligence?
Yeah, we repress the memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to get higher than the intelligence number,
Yeah.
not lower.
I got a 53.
Out of what? What is,
Out of
what
50, he actually did it.
you barely repress the memory of this.
I got 90 out of 70.
I botched it.
Oh God! Oh,
No, that's good.
Uh, yeah.
That's actually successful avoidance of it. Like, no matter what, I botch it, so I successfully just forget what the hell this thing did to me.
You block the three of you. Well, two of you block it out successfully, and the professor is barely able to go, I didn't see this. I didn't see this. And this thing starts moving towards you.
So, this is when I pull out my rifle, and I try to shoot the lock of the door that, we would have to exit this place through.
Okay. Give
So,
me a shooting roll or
yeah, like
whatever.
firearms
Okay.
rifle.
Wait, you brought a rifle into
Uh-huh.
a hospital?
Of course I did. I carry it with
Oh,
me all the time.
you're lucky one of the doctors didn't see it.
Yeah, it's been under my cassock the whole time.
You know, that must have been why they were so intimidated.
That and the fact that I carry a blackjack, too.
The priest is there with like a
It's
blackjack
like,
and clearly a rifle under his cassock.
and this man's supposed to be a preacher.
Like you're not fooling anyone. You
It's
can't
like
hide a rifle under your
it's
robe.
like if you don't believe what I'm telling you, I will hurt you.
Yeah.
So, uh, and that's his congregation. He's
All right. So I rolled a 19, which
out of,
is out of 40 or out of 50. So that's a
Okay.
hard success.
You're able to shoot the lock off the door.
All right. Let's drag Freddy and run. Get out of here, run! I say to you two as I drag on Freddy's arm.
I don't need telling. I'm already running.
Okay.
I'll grab Freddy's other arm and like help you drag him out as we're running.
I'm not even going to
This
try
will be
shooting at
great
the thing.
content for my radio show.
And you hear Dr. Marley say, in a quite matter-of-fact voice, running won't help you.
We're going to try it anyway.
And her partner and the 12 experiments just continue to slowly follow you out the door.
Are any of my parishioners still in the, or did they all go home after getting blackjacked by the orderlies?
Well, you thought as you were walking down the hall to Freddy's room that you heard somebody familiar in one of the other rooms.
Oh, God.
But you have no idea where the other 8 are right now. And I need another sanity roll because you guys just realized something.
Ooh, 85 out of 70.
85 out of 70?
Yeah.
What you realize is this.
91.
Out of what? 80?
65.
7? Okay.
And I got a
then
55 out of 68, so I
okay.
actually made it this time.
Okay. Well, all three of you realize this, but two of you break when you realize this. It's like after all this effort, what you just did was release these 13 creatures on um, Arkham as a whole because they followed you outside. They're now free.
Ah, crap, I have to stop and shoot him.
So
The big guy he would get out anyway. But the little guys, I'm gonna have to exercise these things, and the only way I know how, with a bullet.
but the professor and Josie have just they've dealt with so much of this that they've finally reached their limit and they're just on the ground on their knees going, oh God.
So, I guess I take aim at one of the things and try to shoot it.
Okay.
So I pull a sawed-off shotgun out from under the priest's cassock.
No. No, you don't.
So that's 16 out of 50.
So, okay, that hits.
2d6 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. So that thing's dead. Unless these guys are like super strong.
They're not that strong. They've got a few more points than that.
Oh. Shoot.
It's almost dead, but not quite.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll slow it down as I try to pop the
It-
other ones.
It definitely slows it down because it's bleeding everywhere now.
Does it really always come down to gunshots? You've got a revolver. Come on, help!
Oh yeah, I've got a revolver. Shooting.
The two of you, you're going to have to give me rolls to make whether you've recovered your sanity or not.
Oh, what kind of roll?
You're going to have to give me a sanity roll. And if you succeed, you've recovered. And if you don't, you haven't.
Can
I
I
got a
help?
62.
Oh, okay.
88. So no.
So the professor recovers. Josie is just still on the ground going, I don't believe any of this. How is this happening? Blah, blah. Yeah. What an atheist would say when faced with something that's not believable by the human mind. So, how many bullets does the preacher have at this point?
He's got 4 more in his in the magazine, and he's got another clip on him. So he can't take out all of these guys by himself unless he goes into close combat.
Yeah. Now that the professor has recovered, what is the professor doing? Or at least he's somewhat recovered.
I look around to see if there's anything I can use as a weapon.
Don't you have your revolver that you bought?
Well, I didn't think to bring guns into a hospital.
That's silly.
Motorbike.
there is a bench nearby.
So I technically impaled with that attack.
What?
So that means that I get increased damage for the.
Okay.
Basically, I roll the damage again because I dealt so much damage with my shot.
Oh.
I don't think I get the
That's,
+4, but I think I get the 2d6 again. I'm not certain. All I know is it says that I impaled when I was
okay.
reading through that.
So how much more do you do?
Uh, Another 5.
You kill it this time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, as far as the professor helping, there is a bench nearby that is a wooden bench
Tear off a leg or just try to swing the whole bench at them.
that, that is not attached to anything. It's just sort of sitting there.
I try and pick up the bench and smash one of them with the bench.
You can try.
I try.
Give me an attack.
A strength roll?
Yeah, that's what it would be.
I got a 16.
Out of what is your strength number?
50.
Okay, you're able to swing the bench. You you hit one of them. We'll say roll me a d6 damage for that.
I was gonna ask if he gets his damage bonus, but he probably doesn't have one.
Not for picking up a bench, swinging it. No.
Oh no, I mean the bonus that you get if you're like extra strong and bulky. So like in your punch attacks, you do 1d3 plus damage bonus.
No.
5.
So that does, you know, it's bleeding. You didn't kill it. You weren't gonna kill it by swinging a bench at it, but and at least not just once. And as this happens, the other 10 plus the big guy move to surround you.
So we're making a fighting retreat towards the motorcycle so that they can get their weapons.
And
Because we can move as well as... Well, I guess he had to move up on the thing to hit it with a bench. But the
yeah,
rest of us can all can run away.
in fact, the one you hit with a bench, since you didn't kill it, is going to attack you.
I just leave the bench sitting on it.
It's
So I guess
sweet.
it's harder for it as like a penalty die.
Yeah. So it attempts to squirm its way out from under the leg of the bench. Let's see. Um, but being injured is not strong enough to do so. So the 10, there we go. Okay. As you guys are making it for the motorcycle, you see the other 9 mermaid sort of creatures and the big one. The big one continues to chase you. The other 9 spread out and head in different directions.
There's no roll to taunt.
Because
Persuade can taunt.
they they've realized they're free, and they're like spreading out as far as they can spread. The big dude is chasing you still,
Okay.
or the 3 of you still.
So I'm dragging Freddy, who's still holding on to Josie, or still held on to by Josie. So I'm dragging the 2 of them along with me towards my motorcycle. Oh God, how are we going to get Freddy also in there?
Because Josie hasn't really recovered yet.
Yeah.
So, in fact, give me another sanity roll to see if you can.
Come on, good luck.
67.
Out of?
Well, at this point it's negative 15.
What?
Huh?
My sanity.
You've lost 15 points, or?
Well, no, it was 70, and then I
Well, you.
lost 85.
Well, how'd you lose 85?
Oh wait. Oh no,
No.
I rolled an 85. Never mind. So
Yeah,
it's at 70.
So, but you
I
just,
subtracted that roll for some reason.
Oh.
so you just rolled sanity to see if you've recovered yet.
Right. So 67 out of 70.
Just barely.
You've
So a little bit.
you're starting to shake this off,
Oh,
even
good.
even though it's getting weirder as it goes, because you're being chased by something with 3 faces that are screaming at you.
I fumble my hip flask out of its holster and take a drink.
It's medicinal.
And as you're getting closer to your motorcycle, it's actually gaining on you.
How are we going to get Freddy onto the motorcycle with us?
Plus, you see the other 9 creatures. 3 of them are across the street already.
Oh, they're fast.
They're spreading out. They want to,
Hopefully they'll find the ocean.
they want to, quote, have as much fun as they can have now that they're free. And you see people screaming and running down the sidewalk because these are the weirdest things these people have ever seen.
Be free, my children! Be free!
Maybe if we take down the big guy, it'll affect the
And-
little guys?
I look around the parking lot for another vehicle, like a van, a delivery van, anything.
Give me a spot hidden roll.
I got a 73.
Out of what?
I don't have this trained.
So out of 25.
So no, you don't see another vehicle.
Okay.
I run for the motorcycle and I grab the shotgun.
What shotgun?
He bought a shotgun at the beginning of this. He has a double barrel.
And you left it on the bike. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it into a hospital.
Yeah.
We've been over this.
it would look funny with a doctor carrying a shotgun in the hospital. Yeah, that's sort of true. Yeah.
We could have
Should have
hid it
had
under my
Josie put it in
robes.
her purse.
What was that?
Should have had Josie put it in her purse.
I don't know if it would fit.
You've,
Yeah,
you've
I,
always you've always wondered why she carried a backpack around with her. Yeah.
I do have my handgun in my purse, but
So let's start squeezing off shots at the big monster because it's chasing us. That's what I'm gonna do as I run.
The professor's already at the bike. You guys are about 20 feet from it, and the Chikokra is about 20 feet from you.
Oh god.
I get on the bike. I start the bike. I start driving away.
That would be really effective if you had the keys.
We left the keys in the bike, right?
No.
This is the 20s, right?
Yeah, it's the 20s. That's why I have all the keys on me. There was a lot of theft around this time.
Plus, you're leaving your two colleagues there.
yeah, I don't think he cares about that.
I wasn't gonna ride fast. I was just gonna get the bike going and we can like hop in on the fly. Okay.
So,
I guess since I don't have the keys, revised plan. Am I at the closest range for damage on the shotgun?
no. You're 40 feet from it, so that's more than 10 yards.
Can I hold my action to wait till I see the whites of its eyes and then blast it?
All 6 of its eyes, yeah.
And I'm just like bracing myself for the shot as it runs towards me.
Is there aiming in this? You might be able to aim to make it better. No,
I'm
there's
aiming.
not.
No.
I'm rolling with advantage.
Guns were not that accurate back then.
They were too. They're barely different from what they are now.
Yeah, the weapon that he's using is that accurate, but like it's the same accuracy as it was then, but my weapon was less accurate
Well,
because his rifles were a little worse, just a bit.
yeah. So, would he be at middle range for damage, or?
Yeah, he'd be at his middle range, so it would be let me check the weapons table. Shotgun at 20 yards is 1d6 or 2d6. So what he would probably want to do is wait until it gets a little bit closer, which is what he was going to do, and then he'll do
Okay.
46.
Okay. So what are the two of you gonna do in the meantime?
Shoot it.
yeah, I'll try to take a shot with my handgun. 21 out of 40, so I guess that hits.
Yep, that hits.
Okay.
I mean,
And what's
technically it can
damage?
try to dodge.
What? What now?
It can technically try to dodge,
Yeah, it's got a dodge score,
but it's not that good. It's a
but
big freaking target.
yeah. What would be her damage on the handgun she just fired?
Let's see. D10?
1d10?
Yeah, 1d10.
Let me grab a d10.
And you
Oh, I
can
have one
shoot up to
here.
3 times per round with a penalty die, but I'm guessing you don't want to do that.
Okay, so just a 2 on the damage.
So you hit it, and you hear this squishy splat noise, but it keeps coming.
Okay, I shoot it. And I roll a 4. I'm gonna try that. No, it's a 14. Okay.
Uh,
So
so for
still hits, probably.
yeah, what's your handgun or your
My
rifle skill?
50, so it's a hard
Yeah,
success.
yeah. So roll your damage.
All right, that is 8 plus 4 for a total of 12 again.
Mm,
I didn't impale this time because I have to hit the extreme success to impale.
uh, well, it's bleeding. Uh, because it, oh, it almost dodged, but not quite. It's got a 7% chance of dodging, and I rolled a 10,
Oh wow,
so it almost dodged out of the way.
that's that would have been unlucky.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. Like, this big squishy thing really quickly dodges out of the way. Uh, so it's keep coming, and you guys are backing up toward the motorcycle, and it's thinking it's going to pin you in and then digest you is what it's planning on.
So it keeps coming, so that means it's now Patrick's turn to shoot it.
Yep.
Aha! I see the
Good.
whites of its eyes and I blast it.
All 6 of its eyes as it screams at you.
And you
Get
can
it both
technically
down.
use both of your shots in this round with no penalty.
Excellent. I give it both barrels.
So give me firearms roll.
Twice.
Right. And it's gonna try and dodge out of the way.
It only gets 1 dodge around.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so
But
this is the top of the
no.
round?
Actually, no, this would be the end of the round.
Oh, so it wouldn't get another dodge,
No.
according to the rules. I mean,
So
if you want it to, then that's you're the game master.
Got a
So
72 out of 50
okay.
that misses. What about the second one?
and an 8.
Ooh,
That hits.
and that's an extreme success. So you deal max damage
Yeah.
for 46.
4d6.
So 24.
Yep. Nice. And he actually kills it.
You what?
Yeah. It had 35 hit points.
Jeez.
The 3 of you have done enough damage that, let's see, 24, 30. Yeah, you killed it.
Oh, I didn't have to roll damage?
No, you deal max damage when you get an extreme success like that.
Yeah. So you did 20 points, 24 points of damage, and the preacher did 12, and Josie did 2. So it had 35, and you did 38. So
I pat my shotgun and I'm like,
you actually killed it.
Yeah, I turn and look at you, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. Good job. Not dude, but brother, good job.
And now you have a choice. You can take Freddy back to Gertrude and ignore the 9 other abominations that are now loose on Arkham, or you can go hunting.
Well, I think we should go hunting, but I also think we should call the police and tell them that there's some wild animals loose that look like fish monsters. They're used to seeing fish monsters. This is Massachusetts.
Yeah, right. Which one of the three of you is gonna make that phone call?
I'll make the phone call.
Yeah, because they'll believe the story about fish monsters from some guy who has a radio station like yours, right?
Maybe you should place the call.
I'll give it a shot.
I think he should. I think the preacher should place the call.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. So what do I say?
Hello,
There's
fish
some
game?
yeah. Fish game. No. Something is loose. Something came loose from Arkham. There's been some bite wounds. They have tails like fish.
Alright, we'll send an officer over to shoot you, John.
And the minute you describe one of these things, the officer on the line hangs up.
No, I don't really fully describe it. I just say that they have tails like fish. I'm not gonna say that they're people in the front.
Okay, we'll check into it.
I would check into it quickly. We're hunting them now. And, I will be calling my parishioners to assist us in this.
Well, good luck. And the officer hangs up.
Shit. There's no good... I guess I could try to fast talk him into believing that there's something to do, but I don't know that there's really any chance of me doing that without it being an extreme success.
No. It would
Do they
take
have like alarm systems in the 1920s?
Not really. There
not
weren't...
unless you rig something up for your own house.
But like for a jewelry store or a bank?
There were some silent alarms, but they would tell you that it was the jewelry store at the bank.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they had it's basically like a telegraph wire that just sends direct pulses that ring a little bell at the cop shop. So, yeah, I'm gonna start hunting these things down.
What do we do with Freddy while we're hunting these things down? Do we just like leave him draped across your motorcycle, or?
No, because then he could get hurt by one of these things.
I was about to ask, where is Freddy?
Well, we dragged him with us this whole way.
Yeah, but now you're on your bike hunting these things.
I haven't even gotten on the bike yet. I'm gonna try to do it on foot.
Oh, okay. Freddy, you can tell from the stress of the whole thing that Freddy is becoming agitated.
Give him a bit of your flask there. Maybe it'll help.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll hand it to him. Or hold it to his mouth if he's incapacitated.
Well, no, he's
No, Freddy likes
He's not a
booze.
vegetable.
conscious.
Okay.
He's becoming agitated. He's still not saying anything.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll hand it to him.
He
But-
loves booze too, so.
So before you drop him off at Gertrude's, you guys are gonna go try and hunt these things down.
I think we should send one of us back to the church with Freddy, and then have them come back and help hunt the rest of these down afterwards.
Because once you drop Freddy at the church, you could call Gertrude and tell her to come and get him.
Yeah. Or tell her to go to the church where it's safer, because
Right.
there's big, heavy doors, and
Yeah.
it's not 1920s architecture; it's 1800s stonework.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I think maybe we should maybe leave it off here for the night.
yeah, because it's 10:30 my time. So it's after midnight for you. So,
Yeah.
Oh, and I was definitely just asleep.
yeah.
We know.
We know. All right.
I
So
think we were being chased by mermaid babies.
That'll be a heck of a dream for you tonight if you can pull that off. And hopefully they won't chew your legs off. What? But yeah, we need to leave this here for the night, and we'll finish it up um, next week.
maybe the week after, because we've got
Well, next week would be
the next week would be after Christmas. So yeah.
yeah, and it would be Fallen Dragons again, so we could finish this off instead.
Okay.
Or as Patrick was telling me during the break, Saturdays work better for him. So if you guys are available on a Saturday, we could do it that way too.
So this coming Sunday is the day after Christmas.
Right.
So this coming Saturday I can't, because
That
I'll be
is-
doing Christmassy stuff
Well,
and
that-
then falling asleep.
And this upcoming, Saturday is Christmas
Yeah.
period. So yeah. But the Saturday after would work.
Yeah.
I should indicate that Saturday fairly early might work, like 6 to 9, or 9 would be about as late as I could go.
Yeah, 'cause you got to get up really early on Sunday.
Yeah. Preferable would be like 5 to 8.
That's fine by me. I mean, that's earlier in the day, so that's always better for me, because it'll be like
I would just have to not plan anything else on a Saturday if I was gonna do it that early.
Yeah.
But I can do that.
So we could try to finish it up next Sunday, just so that we get it out there as part of the Christmas season, if everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much available anytime.
So the day after Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a proof. I'll catch you.
Peace.
Glad you were able to stay awake long enough to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good week, Patrick.
You too.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
So, yeah, we can postpone the next Fallen Dragons for another week and finish this the day after Christmas, and
Okay.
then get back on our regular schedule.
Yeah. That
That
seems like the
works.
best plan to me.
And as far as Mage starting in January,
Mhm.
what will be the best day for you to run that?
I think we might want to discuss that like after we do the whole like and subscribe thing and quit recording.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Robin, you were gonna give us some.
Oh yeah, just I mean, if you're watching a Call of Cthulhu game, you're probably into some pretty weird, creepy stuff. So, just in case you're interested, you might want to check out my 2 short story compilations on Amazon. I have self published. The titles are. Hang on, I'm blanking out for just a second. The titles are Dark Imaginings and Pages Full of Thoughts. My name is Robin Jipp. Last name is spelled Jipp. Uh, go ahead and check it out if you're interested.
All right.
And all of us already have them, so
Yeah, I can recommend them from my point of view.
yeah.
And I'm not even like a big horror reader. They were just really good. So I'd give it a shot if I were you.
And Wendy, you were mentioning a third one?
Oh, yes, I hope to have a third short story compilation out, possibly end of January, somewhere around the beginning of February. I've got it probably more than half finished at this point, so.
So buy the first two and look forward to the third one.
Yep. All right. So as you can see on the screen, please like, subscribe, go ahead and comment. You are seeing us today on our YouTube, but our Facebook is also Fallen Dragons RPG. Our Twitter is @dragons_RPG, and our Discord is Fallen Dragons RPG, all one word. And yeah, so thank you for your time today. Thank you for tuning in to us, and thank everybody for playing and GMing. That was great.
I hope we sufficiently messed with your head on this Christmas special.
Yeah. All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.